Shannon and Nancy.
Right.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hi, John.
Yeah.
Hello, Gerald.
Hey.
John.
How's everybody today?
Hi, Shannon. We can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted, Shannon. Okay. I don't know if we have everybody we're going to have, but it is 3:30.
I think Pam was going to be here.
Oh,
she was planning to.
Can you guys
okay,
hear
should
me
we?
now?
We'll wait another minute. Now I got you.
Okay, my other microphone's broken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were muted for a while there.
No, my microphone's broken on my camera, so I had to get a backup.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna give Pam a moment or two, but we got a massive agenda, and so we'd like to get going as quickly as we can because we'll be lucky to get through much of it.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, we'll what do we got? 3:31. Let's see if we can't get Pam. She said she was going to be coming. But I can go ahead and begin.
There's Pam.
There she is. Okay. All right. So I think we're in shape now. We do have a quorum, and so I can call the meeting to order. And I'm going to call the roll and just indicate presence or not. And so I'll get to everybody. I think Pam is still muted.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, there you are. Pam Taylor, are you present?
I'm present.
All right. Stephen Aragon? Absent. Tom Lambert. Expect him as well, but he's absent at present. Spencer, I am here. Alexis McAdams from the Parks and Rec office is not here. Paul Stagner is present. Paul? Sorry about that. Nancy, present? Oh, here comes Tom. All right. Nancy, are you there? We've got you, but I don't hear you. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Nancy? No. Oh, that's too bad. I don't know what to do about that. Gerald?
I could call Nancy and tell her we can't. She's not here, but she's here.
Sometimes you can call people and put them on speakerphone and set the phone there. If that might work if she's.
I'll give her a call and see what's going on.
Could hear us. All right. And JD, present? Oh, you're muted.
I am present.
All right. Kenny Rawl, you're muted as well. And I assume you're Stevens' representative.
Nancy?
Kenny? All right. Elizabeth Gardner, not present. Okay. Well.
But we're not hearing you.
Okay.
Well, I think we'll see what we can do. Hold on.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Nancy.
We hear you, Tom.
Okay.
John?
Go.
Nancy is logged in and she can see all of us and hear us, but she's not getting any, we're not hearing her. So
okay, well, all I have here is I have the option to mute her, but that's it. So it says only she can unmute herself. So we don't know how to.
There's a link.
To you, Nancy.
there's a link she can join just on the phone. In
Yeah.
Stephen's email, there was a link for a phone.
All right. Well, Nancy, if you could get from Stephen's email a link for the phone, try to sign in there, and we'll keep going because we have a huge amount of stuff to do. And hopefully at least you can hear us.
Okay.
All right. There.
Well, no heart attack. No, we can't have that today.
But just
Okay.
let's
Okay.
hold up.
All right.
Hold, hang on. Go ahead, Kenny. You're muted. Yeah. Okay, great. But so we understand. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the August meeting. And I just sent them out today. And I know that's late and doesn't give you time to really look at them. I think there are significant changes and improvements. And so what I would do would seek a motion to postpone the approval of the August minutes until the January meeting.
I so move.
Do
Move.
I hear a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Basically, the idea is that there are numerous corrections in format and accuracy, and I can deal with Alexis McAdams, and I think we can straighten it all out. But it's got a lot of things that will need to be cleared up. And so, if you don't mind, I'll take care of that and get you draft minutes as soon as I can.
Okay.
All right. Another thing that kind of comes up with that is that we've had a request from Cassandra Frescas, who's the city clerk. Evidently, she hasn't been getting agendas, meeting times, or copies of draft minutes or the minutes that we've approved. And so I want to add her to the normal tree board mailing list so that she will be getting the agenda and the draft minutes and the regular minutes routinely, and then she can figure out what to do with them. And so that's just me kind of reporting that I'm intending to add her to the meeting list, and we'll get to meeting list in a little bit on with respect to the rest of the agenda. So if you'll allow me to move on to public input, I have none. Does anybody else hear any? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to what in the agenda is in the bylaws. It's called unfinished business, or what we used to call old business. And the first thing there is on the Chanticleer pear planting, and I have some report there. I talked with Stephen, and he has said he's had trouble getting in touch with Leo Maestas, the city manager. And so I called Leo today. And the basic problem, obviously, is that we need to get those trees in the ground very quickly if we're going to do it this fall. And I don't know if we have anybody here who would be able to or willing to comment on how late they think we can go ahead and plant these trees. Do you know any? I'll ask you, Tom, first, and Paul, because you've got actual experience.
I think we're right on the cusp. Yeah, I'm not sure if, I'd let Elizabeth give some guidance on this. Are those
Okay.
are those pears available for next spring, or for next fall?
Well,
or
that's
even
the
early?
thing. I said, basically what I was saying to Maestas was we got to do it by the end of November, or we have to wait till spring. And I thought I better check. Maybe the end of November is too late.
No, I planted a really large hackberry in November I think last year or the year before, and it was fine. We're supposed to be in La Nina and the ground's not frozen right now. So, I mean, we still have a little bit of
Okay.
wiggle room.
I think we're okay to
Good.
plant them, but I think we need to plan on supplemental water at first, like once a week, because they're completely surrounded by concrete. So they're really
Yeah.
going to need consistent moisture.
Okay, I'll note that. Evidently, I'm taking minutes. Okay. Okay. Evidently Stephen and Leo Maestas are having trouble connecting, but I didn't have any trouble. I called him this morning. He called back, and I mentioned the urgency for the planting, and supplied him this afternoon with an email referencing the previous quote from Trees of Corrales and the fact that we need to get it done. And he said he would get on it. I hope that's true. I have no reason to believe it isn't, but we really do need to get those guys in the ground. And from Stephen, what that's going to mean is site selection, the production of the purchase order for the purchase and delivery, and some kind of planting schedule. The only thing I think with that per the last quote, which was the last April, is that they're going to deliver them. All we got to do is get the holes dug. And
Well, I got a question.
Yeah,
These were to replace some Arizona ash, right? And didn't we
Yeah.
talk about planting those ash trees to El Creston or someplace?
that's what I had the understanding with Stephen, but I'm not sure now that Stephen wants to move them at all, the ashes. And I say, leave the site selection up to him. But I would, and I know Elizabeth would prefer to have them all right close together rather than scattered out. But I think that's a decision. We're spending city money, so I think that what we need to do is to get Stephen to do some site selection and get this stuff on the road. But obviously, he's not here today, and the next meeting we're going to have is going to be in January. So I will be the sort of gadfly here and see if I see what's going on. But I'll report to everybody what's happening. But we need to get him in the ground if we're going to get him, and if not, we can wait till spring. But I just quite frankly, I'm ready for getting them in the ground before the funds get lost. Any other things that come to mind about the Chanticleer pears? We can move on. Okay. Next one is Harris Pond Park Developments, and we're still awaiting conservation seedlings, or not. I talked with Carol Beta, and she said there's absolutely no time pressure on the conservation seedlings. Jennifer Dan paid for those a long time ago, and Carol said, just don't worry about it. We'll get them to you when you need them. They're there. We're not going to lose them. And so we need to get site selection and watering capability before we can really do anything. And again, that's under Stephen's purview, and I can try to get that moving as well. Next item is the Tree of Heaven removal report, and that I had a promise from Randy Hayes, who's the contractor making the medians, that Tree of Heaven to be gone by now, but it's not. And I talked with him this morning, and he said that they're enlarging the median and that he can't get it taken out. Well, he's going to take it out next week, no matter what. But he said he had to divert traffic to do it. So I believe we've done what we can do. I believe he'll take it out as soon as he can, and he certainly is aware of the problem. The other problem with the Tree of Heaven on the plaza is in the median up by the police station, and I talked with Lydia Ulivardi, the noxious weed specialist from Soil and Water District, and she's been up there, and she says that there's a problem with the stump poisoning or the root poisoning in there, because she's afraid that it'll damage the other stuff that's in the median, and that the trees of heaven are intermixed with other plantings there. And so what her suggestion was that the best thing to do is just keep cutting them off over and over and over again, without trying to poison them, because she's afraid she'll poison the other stuff in the median. So that was just a report on what her suggestion was.
Well, Gerald, do you know anything about the possible toxicity to other adjacent plants? I assume we're talking about milestone.
It is, but the issue is it's growing up through a juniper hedge, and it's going to be physically impossible to go in and paint tiny little stumps that exist inside a juniper hedge. I totally trust Lydia's opinion. I actually agree with her. I think the only course of action with the tree of heaven in that medium portion is going to be completely racing that bed down and rebuilding from the bottom. If the tree of heaven is what we want to get out, it's going to come with a consequence. If not, we just clip it back and continue fighting it. You could probably do some foliar apps, but that's also going to drift and hit the juniper and other things too. So it's not a good place to be doing any type of herbicide application, honestly. So I trust her judgment, and I agree with her.
Well, along those lines, another place that I just noticed just a couple hours ago, I was at the Plaza Hotel in the back parking lot. And as I walked up to the hotel, I see a tree of heaven coming up. It's about 4 inches tall right now, but it's coming up through the concrete right behind the hotel. So they're everywhere.
They are. And I'm actually, this is a kind of a side note, but it's worth noting here. The district is actually hoping to engage in a campaign of sorts regarding the tree of heaven. Of course, I'd like the tree board to be part of that, but we've found a lot more of it than what people know. And there's some areas where there's maybe like a solid acre of this stuff in town. So it's a bigger problem than we've even pinpointed. So we're going to need to do an aggressive advertising campaign just to get it known that this is an invasive, and we're hoping that people will come forth and participate in some type of treatment removal. We're nowhere anywhere near an agency that's able to require people to do so, but we're hoping to at least get a few people and hopefully get to some of the more mature seed producing trees in the future. But it's going to take time, but there's a heck of a lot more than we first envisioned, and it's really unfortunate.
Oh, Gerald, is there anything that you can think of that we can do now to help you out in that campaign?
I think we're probably looking at launching this sometime in early spring. So definitely for the January meeting or whatever, we'll let you know. But we definitely want you as one of the partners, because it's we'll list on the advertisement, whatever. And we're looking at possibly doing a small publication in the paper or a mail flyer or something, radio spots, whatever it takes. But I do want to raise the awareness about the tree, and we definitely want the tree board as a partner in that, and state forestry and whoever else we need to have on board.
All right. Shannon, she's there.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, good. I just saw you just disappear down into another little window. I didn't.
I'll
there
manage
you
it.
are.
Bring phones and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that you weren't going to be able to stay for too long, but the next thing, Gerald, is there any more news on the tree inventory report?
Basically,
I
guess
the minutes seem to go ahead.
Yeah, the last thing I guess I'll just need to report on that is that the licensing did end now in September, so we no longer have access to the tree plotter software that we use for the inventory. But at the end of it, over 1,800 trees were inventoried, and we have a pretty good inventory as far as I know. And the good thing that came out of it, Shannon and I sat in on a meeting with one of the people from Planet Geo, which is the one that hosts the software. And I actually still retain the administrative rights or administrative access to the state-owned license. So I have access to all the data like I did before. Even though we're not able to collect off of the tablets, we could actually go in and modify some of the inventories for tree removals, for other stuff. If we wanted to task ourselves with possibly doing some spots that we may have missed or overlooked, we can do those on paper, and then we can actually upload that information onto the site. So we still have that access as long as the state has that. And it was really nice knowing that, because it's not like we just did a 3-year inventory and then it kind of disappeared on us. So I want to thank Shannon for helping facilitate that. It was a good conversation we had, and we still have access. So that's really good.
Well, right at the very end of the time period, you had talked to Pam and I about doing some inventory on South Pacific, and we finished up that day and we had run out of time. And then John, you mentioned the trees along New Mexico Avenue. So there are at least a couple of streets over in West Las Vegas that it would be really nice if we could inventory, specifically South Pacific and New Mexico Avenue. And there may be some more. So it would be nice to be able to add that to what we already have.
Yeah, and it would be real simple to do that. We can even generate just a small paper form that mimics what we were collecting on the tablet itself, and just fill that in by hand. If we need to go back and verify, the actual locations or whatever, we can do that. You know what I mean? But I agree. If we can add some, we definitely will.
Great. Well, let's all try to help Gerald out in that inventory, and keep us informed and let us know when you got the form together, and we'll try to do our best to make that job easy. More hands, lighter work. So those are good goals, and I like the idea of getting that stuff on like say on New Mexico. So anyway, on the west side. Okay, now we made it through old business. It's time for new business. First item there is Main Street plans for the Lincoln Street trees. And I've been in contact with Michael Peranto, and he assured me that he'd like to come, or I invited him to come to the January meeting and let us know what's going on down on Lincoln. And he said, yes, he'd be glad to do that. But in the meantime, to reassure the committee that they are not going to take down any tree. So I had heard from a couple different people that they were worried about some of those elms being removed on Lincoln, and Michael assured me that's not going to happen, and he'll be coming in to talk to us in January, and I thought that was good too. The next thing on there is the tree board mailing list, and the problem was that we didn't really know who exactly had been appointed to the committee, and I put together the list I called roll off of, and so I want to try to get a list from the city clerk of the actual membership appointments of the committee. And when we're talking a little bit about membership, the bylaws are relatively straightforward on this. Any of us that do not live in the city have to be called what's called at-large members. I don't think it makes any functional difference to us, but that's the case, because about the first thing on the bylaws says that the committee members need to live in the city of Las Vegas, but we really don't. But if we don't, we're at-large members. And so what we need to get from the city is a list of the people who are actually appointed to the committee. And I guess that kind of brings up another thing, and it's about the bylaws, and it's about removing people that have not been at meetings for 3 meetings in a row. And it's not automatic. In the bylaws, it says that the council or the mayor can remove people from the board anytime they want for whatever reason they'd like. But begging that, if that doesn't happen, then it's the authority of the tree board themselves to recommend whether people are removed from the membership list. And the reason I bring this up is that Elizabeth Gardner's unable or unwilling to attend meetings, but she still wants to help us out, and she's still a valuable resource. And I would, for one, would oppose removing her from the list because she's an interested participant and she's helping out, and she's the most credentialed person we've got, like I said. And so that's just my feeling about that. We also have had, I think I mentioned this earlier, a request from Cassandra Frescas, the city clerk. She said she hasn't been receiving agendas, meeting notices, or draft minutes or final approved minutes. And I would like to add her to the mailing list so that she will get those notices and those emails automatically. And if anyone would like to discuss that, I don't know if we need a motion to do that. But if anybody has any opinions, please let me know. Nancy, are you there? Can we hear you? I guess we can't. But she has talked with Cassandra, and Cassandra wanted to get those items. And so without objection, I will just go ahead and put her on our mailing list. It's not like she's a member or anything, but it's keeping her informed of what's going on, which is a posting requirement the city needs to follow if they want us to be following stuff. So, okay. Bye, Shannon. Sorry about.
That's all right.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I don't know. Obviously, we're not going to be signing the bylaws because we're not doing this in person. Tree City application, we won't really. There's nothing to talk about till January there. In the sixth item, I seek your opinion and your permission to ask the faculty forestry. The Highlands Forestry faculty members who are concerned with urban forestry, just to invite them if they'd be interested in not in joining us necessarily, but in coming to the next meeting, and hopefully we can ask them about their interest in participating with the tree board. Anybody got anything?
I think I talked to Josh at the Harrington Center field day and asked him if he would be interested in serving on the tree board, and he said certainly. So I sent him he wanted a formal invitation. I sent him an email, extending an invitation, but I think he wanted something in writing. So we may need to do that. Send him a note inviting him to the meeting.
Okay, I could do that. And the other two, there's Josh, and then there is he's silviculture and forestry management, and then there's a guy Tomek Falkowski, who is socio-ecological restoration, and Alan Barton, and they're all at least are all qualified to comment on urban forestry. So I thought I would include them in the invitation. All right.
So John, this is Gerald. I was just going to mention that by all means invite people that are really going to be beneficial to the board and all that. But I do know as far as appointments to the board, those would have to filter through the city.
You bet. Understood. We could make those recommendations because I don't think there is any real I don't know what you say, limit on how many people we have or how few people we can have and still be our advisory selves. The only thing I can find in there is at least half of us have to be here to have a quorum and talk about anything.
Right. And I didn't see anything in the bylaws or anything regarding numbers either. And virtually it seems like the mayor and the council are the ones that decided the number. for the board itself.
Yeah.
So, but I think,
You
you know,
bet.
doing it the correct way and making recommendations, you know, at least they'll be
Oh,
heard
yeah.
and we won't ruffle any feathers.
Yeah, I understand that part. The next thing is a presentation to the city council, and there's been this odd kind. It seems to me to be a little bit odd, but by order of the mayor and the council, all meetings of boards and commissions are like this, in virtual, until the mayor changes that order. And yet the city council is meeting in person. And that, I would like to make a presentation for the tree board to make a kind of an annual report type of presentation to the council. And if they're meeting in person, then we can give them a handout and talk to them about our, our purpose, our membership, our activities. Maybe, like I say, make them a handout, give them a flag. So I'd like to get us on a city council agenda as soon as I can. And I don't know if you want us to wait until January when we have our actual next meeting, or if being on either a November or December council agenda, if you think that's appropriate.
Sure, we could be.
Anybody?
Next month?
Yeah, go ahead, Bob. All right, Gerald, you're up.
Okay, so I think November would work for everybody.
Hey, take care of yourself, and yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, Paul, did you hear that stuff about the council presentation? Paul?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you were talking to me. Yeah, I did. I don't really have any preference. It seems like maybe the reason that we don't meet in November and December is because there's a lot going on and it's difficult to get people together. Would be my only thought for arguing for January, but I really don't have any preference.
Okay, well, that's fine. All right, see, we can't get Nancy. All right, where are we now? Okay, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wondered, do you have any opinion on that going before the council? Wait until January or doing it as quickly as we can?
I think it's a good idea, but it doesn't matter to me when. I'm pretty free for November, December, or January.
Okay, well, basically what it would be to just go into the council meeting and talking to them. So let me shoot out some emails and see if it's more convenient for them one time or another.
Okay.
But well, okay. So if that sounds okay to you, that's fine. Then we got, again, there's no sense really talking about the Tree City application until January, I don't think. We got a request from the Arbor Day Foundation for donations for planting trees in New Mexico. And we have about $900 in the bank. And I don't know whether there's interest in the committee on making a donation to the Arbor Day Foundation. Support that.
Hello. You never did get on.
Okay. Anybody care to pipe up about whether or not we should contribute?
Yeah.
Like I say, we do have some money. So.
Well, they are a worthy organization. Send them about
Okay. I can give them that. Sure.
Well, what I was thinking about was that if we've got money to spend, we might be wanting to spend it on trees and spending it here.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just after the discussion.
Okay, and I'll make that report too. All right. Very good. Thanks. Bye.
Okay,
I have
well, yeah,
got a phone call from Nancy. She had some input about the meeting with the city council. She said that typically we don't meet in November and December because the council meetings are right next door to the day of the holiday. But she said, you know, if it works out, November would be fine with her.
okay,
Also, she said that the report to the Arbor Day Council must be submitted by January 1st, no later. And that's something that the
really?
secretary is supposed to do. So I guess we need to notify whatever her name is, the young lady that is now our secretary, that needs to be done and submitted by January 1st.
Okay. Did Nancy mention that Ms. McAdams, who doesn't know what's going on with us very much at all, could she educated by Nancy, or begging that, you know, I mean, I can do it if it has to be done, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to talk to
Okay, well,
Nancy
I'll-
about that.
I'll-
She doesn't
Yeah,
seem to be able to get on. So.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll be. She's here. She's in the window, but so I guess hopefully, obviously she can hear us. But anyway, I'll call her up and we'll see what's going on. But I'll try to make sure that our Tree City application gets in on time, and because that's you know we'd hate to lose that certification after 20 some years. All right, so. I'll talk to Nancy, and between the two of us, we'll either educate Alexis, or I'll take care of it, or hopefully the both of us will, and we can get it done before the end of the year. But it's certainly good to know that it has to be in by the 1st of January. So obviously, we're not going to be waiting until the January meeting to talk about it. I have really one more thing. Before I ask, Gerald had requested a spot on the agenda, and I didn't put it in, so I'm going to put him under miscellaneous and other. But before that, at the Rodriguez Park opening, when the governor and all the legislators in town and around our legislators were there, I had a chat with Pete Campos. Well, first of all, the governor said that since the price of oil has gone up, that it's a good year to ask for big projects. And I spoke briefly with Senator Campos about the condition of the Las Vegas forest, and that would be a major undertaking to try to save it, renew it. And he asked me to write him an email about it. He sounded receptive, but I guess they always would. But so anyway, I've been in communication with Senator Campos, and I mentioned that in order to deal with all this stuff, that we're talking about millions of dollars. So just want to let you know that I've sent contact at his request to him, but I have not heard back. And having said that, we're down to miscellaneous and other. And Gerald, I know you're not miscellaneous and you're not other, but I didn't get you on the agenda in the right spot. But I want to give you a chance to go ahead and let us know what your concerns are.
Well, I've been called worse, so that's miscellaneous is a step up, I guess. But I just wanted to speak a little bit about. We all know there's an elephant in the room, right? Our working relationship with the city is it's a little broken right now. There's been quite a few things that have happened over the last year, the last few months that are a little bit concerning to me, as far as, reputation-wise for the tree board, reputation-wise for the district, as far as being a supporter of the tree board, and a few other things, and I'm not going to go into everything that's kind of nipping at me right now, but the tree board's done a lot of great work over the last 20 years or so, and I would hate for things to change in a way that's going to be marred. But what I'm wanting to do is, by the graces of the tree board and also in talking to our chair, is serving as your vice chair. I would like for myself, Mr. John Spencer, and our Nancy, our secretary. As far as I know, I haven't been informed that she's resigned. But I would like us three to sit down on behalf of the tree board as your elected officials and kind of hash some things out that need to be clarified. I'm kind of trying to broker some peace and tranquility between the tree board and the city. We know we're kind of dealing with some changes, and that some of those have been hard to accept. But I'm trying to advocate for both sides that we don't need to go down this road. But I would like for us three officers to sit down with Stephen and kind of hash these things out and make a plan moving forward. I know it's made mostly all of us uncomfortable, I guess. Our meetings aren't quite what they were. There's the whole plethora of things that have come up, but I just wanted to kind of speak a little bit to that, is that, I'm kind of reached that point where I felt I needed to say something and try to kind of broker a deal in the whole thing. Because it's, I have to protect the image of the district and everything that we do. And I don't want to go down a road where I'm going to have to pull the district out of this situation. But it probably could end up happening if things aren't straightened out. So I'm kind of putting a peace offering forth, and hopefully that we can work this out, in the meantime, before January's meeting, so we can get all of our stuff together, get ourselves all aligned so that we're all working towards the same goal and not forgetting what we were tasked to do. And that's to represent the citizens of Las Vegas in tree related concerns. So I'll give it back to John, and just, if you want to secure just agreement from everybody else that we go ahead and host that meeting, by all means do so. If anybody has any questions or anything, please make those known.
All right. Well, certainly respect that opinion and point of view, and I think that we do need to move forward from the kind of present position we're in, and I don't think the stuff is insurmountable by any means, but I am of course concerned about the future of the tree board, because if we lose our institutional partners, that will be those will be severe blows to what we're trying to do. And so that's the position I'm in, and I would be glad to try to get a meeting together with Gerald and Nancy, myself, and Stephen, and just try to get this stuff straightened out. I'm not real sure about how the Open Meeting Act governs that, or whether that kind of a thing would have to be streamed, or if that's kind of a personnel question, which we could have an actual executive session on.
Right, and we can investigate that moving forward with Stephen. We'll definitely let them make the call on that, because it is their duty as the governing body of this tree board to kind of guide us in all of that. My feeling is, dealing with OMA daily and the whole 9 yards, we're not constituting a quorum and meeting amongst ourselves. We're not developing policy in that meeting. We're just kind of having a working session is what I would consider it. And speaking on behalf of the entire tree board, in a sense, to be able to kind of meet in the middle and kind of talk about some things that would be a little bit harder to do in an open setting.
Right. Well, let me try to get something together, and I'll let everybody know what's going on. I mean, that's probably my main job. Yeah. And that, as I say, that's about all I got, except for one thing. JD, I found out that you are actually a member of the tree board. You are appointed, and you have a certificate, which I'm sure will go above your diploma on your office wall.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, what I wanted to let you know is that you are an official member, but Stephen asked if you might drop by the office and pick up your certificate.
Okay, where is this at again?
It's at the rec center,
Oh, okay.
and that'll then put you officially. I mean, you're already officially on. But
Well, thank you.
but for a while you weren't on the mailing list, and it was just I know we got a little bit of a minute, but so when I looked at the approving the minutes, the minutes of the meeting of August 31st, it starts out saying that the board members of the tree board are Nancy Lippy, Shannon Atencio, Paul Stanger, which we
Yeah.
thought he was probably Paul Wagner, Francis Martinez, Steve Reichert, and me, and that's it.
Yeah.
And so that's where the minutes start. That was just a list, and then the next thing in the roll call said that I was present, and I wasn't. And so forth. There are all kinds of other little things like that, which I'm sure I can talk to Alexis. They're all kind of little format things, like the minutes should follow the format of the agenda, that sort of stuff. And I can hear that, and I certainly don't mean to be attacking her for her efforts. She's trying her best. But it's just a matter of notifying her of stuff. So that's why I asked that the draft minutes be wait till January to approve them. That's all. Okay. Is there any other thing to come before the committee? I can't believe this. This huge. I figure it's a 4-hour agenda. It's 4:15.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I like what Gerald is proposing. I think, yeah, we're kind of going down a path of divisiveness, and if we want to continue, we need to sort of figure out a way to do all this together. So that's my 2 cents worth.
All right. Well, certainly agree with you. It's no fun not having fun. Another profound statement like that. All right. Well, I don't know, Pam, how are you doing? We didn't hear a word.
I didn't think I had anything to add, but I'm good over here.
All right. Well,
My
very
video's
good.
not working, so sorry about that.
Yeah, well, your little circle is spinning, and we can see you and hear you talking. We don't see you, but all right. And with the notification from the group that there are no more items to be brought before us, I would like to. I don't know. Do we need to move to quit?
Yeah.
That's
Second.
looking at the old minutes. Oh yeah, I need a motion to adjourn, I guess. It's on the last minutes. So
I moved to quit.
okay, we're staying here all night. Did I hear a motion to adjourn, please?
Am I on or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're there.
I can hear you, Tom.
Well, I make a motion to quit.
All right. Do I hear a second motion to adjournment?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I
All right. Opposed? Nay. All right. Motion is carried. We can now go on with the other chores that we have.